Hello again. We're back in the townhouse job, the 4-storey building. So I'm actually in the top room. We've got not the nicest of days today, a bit rainy. So we're gonna put a shower here. Obviously the carpet will be coming up. So we need to get rid of that, the chimney breast, but we'll have to vent it so it can breathe still. We need access to the ceiling because there's no attic hatch in here. Ah, there is an attic hatch. Well, that saves me a job. Right, so I'm going to pop up there, see what's what. I need to check see if there's any insulation up there. If there's not, I'll put some insulation up. And a vent pipe for the extractor. We need to get a sort of vent pipe. So I think I'll pull this. It looks like it comes off this panel. Let's see where we go from behind there. Alright, behind the panel is a water tank, which is obsolete now. It's we're on a pressurised cylinder, so I need to take that out and get rid of that. It's pointless leaving it in there, and that's where my pipe run will come along and up for the vent pipe. I'll bring my water feed pipes up here as well. Well, it's got insulation in it. It needs a bit of more of sort of sorting out and settling down a bit. So this area here is where the shower's going to be. So we're going to need an extractor vent that comes out, goes out to the attic. We've got a good draft up here, and a light, which is luxury compared to the last one we did. The joists look alright. I think it'd be worth spraying it all with woodworm preservative, just for the sake of it. The electrician's gonna have to get some lights up here, so it's probably best to get him to do his bit before I start getting involved with the insulation. That's the water tank out. Big black pipes coming to the for the outlets, and copper going in. So there's a big copper overflow. So I've followed the pipes where they run out. Oh, that's your feed going in. And they go through the wall in the corner, which if we go downstairs, that is here. So I've been cutting them off. I've opened the boxing up, chopped off what I can. I need to get behind this wall and cut them this side so I can pull those out, and then make my way down. Yeah, there's a 1/2 inch that runs down with the level below and goes in through the wall here, which I'm guessing they would have been a bathroom, a toilet, or no, not a toilet, a sink. Sink in there, which looks well gone. We're now Wednesday, and I've removed the pipes from the attic that come down to the first floor, which is the ground floor of the house. And these are the central heating pipes, so we're not getting involved with them. But if we go next door, I've had to pull the carpet back and the floor up. These are the central heating pipes, so we'll leave those. There was three 3/4 inch or 22mm pipes, which weren't actually 22, probably 21mm, that ran through here and ran. There was an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, an extra 4 pipes running along there. So this is the mains feed coming in here, and that's a valve to keep it shut. So yeah, I've plugged this end, which went back under the floor and went to that one there, and then went to the cylinder, and then came back out. But what I am finding is some of this pipe is 22mm and some's less. What I found, the old pipe is not compatible with the new fittings. So looking to where they went to the rehar, I've just cut this off here, but you know, it's been leaking that. That's the old size pipe, that's the old type pipe going into the new modern fitting. So that was a nightmare about to happen. This looks like it's the right size pipe. So it's obviously been changed somewhere. The way I can tell is when I'm using my pipe cutter to cut it, it won't cut through the older pipe. It'll cut most of the way, but it won't cut all the way through. So we're going to get rid of this, get rid of the pipe and put a new plastic pipe in and insulate it. There's plenty of room under the joists here. There doesn't need to go surface right at the top. We can feed it under with insulation on for the hot. There is another flat below us. That's the basement flat. So yeah, I'm just working my way along, so this one's the next one to get chopped out. We had a client meeting yesterday where we had a walk round and everything's changed. So I thought, well, the kitchen layout's changing. Just, well, I didn't do any more than I did. And also, I didn't realise how bad the pipes were. But what I've found, what the client said is they want to future-proof the hot water cylinder, and they might go electric boiler cylinder combination thing. So the boilers are getting bigger because I've got more insulation on them, so I have to make the boxing that this was in bigger. So I've just loosened it off just so I can see where the pipes are going at the moment. But I think, looking at the floor, the door, it looks like there's been a water leak from here. So I think we need to get the plumber in and have a look at that. I'm good at taking pipes out and disconnecting stuff, and I can put pipes in, but I don't do any connections. So I can get a pipe from here up to the top floor probably without doing any connections on it. So it's one piece, and then the plumber comes along and he'll have to have a connection here, because so I'll just bring a pipe from here up to the top floor, and I'll leave it long, he'll cut it and joint it, so we'll have a hot and cold. Well, we don't need any upstairs. There's no plumbing to go. Oh, there is bathroom go upstairs. So just think that now. So we'll have the hot and cold running, and a 3/4 going up, 2 3/4 going up, and a 1/2 inch coming down for the return, because otherwise you're going to turn a tap on the top floor and it's going to take so long to get hot water up there. So we'll have a return pump constantly rotating the water around. Early start today. Well, 7:30, it's not that early, but I've just got to remove the rest of these pipes. I've got to make a hole big enough for the soil pipes to go through and the other pipes. I don't want to go too big because I want to keep the boxing as small as possible. I've been following that 1/2 inch pipe. Oddly enough, it runs down behind in that boxing and goes through the wall here, and it's right against the back. These are central heating pipes, and then it goes that way into this void. So if we go downstairs, I don't know what it's for. I don't know where it goes. I don't like cutting pipes out that I like to check both ends before I take the pipes out. So it runs along here and then just goes straight there to the outside. But when you go outside, there's nothing there. It's had a new fascia and soffit. So I'm guessing it did do something. I suppose it could have been with the old hot water cylinder, it could have been the vent, but normally that comes off the hot feed. Anyway, it doesn't go anywhere, so I can take that out. And the other thing is this pipe here. it doesn't seem to go anywhere. It runs up. I might take some floorboards off further up and see what it does. But unless that's the gas supply coming in, it doesn't feel like there's any water in it because we are on gas here. That's what I mean. You can think you know what you're doing, but you've got to double check and make sure both ends are not going somewhere important, because that would be a disastrous thing to do. So I don't know which one would be. I don't know much about gas. The plumber's coming down later, so I can ask him. But if I'm not sure, I'm going to leave it. All those pipes that I've taken out were old ones going up and down, and the new ones, well, newish ones going to the bathroom. So there, I'm going to pick up a big roll of 22mm and 15mm pipe, and I'll see how. I might have to put like just a corner. Ideally, the less bends, less joints in it, the better. Right, back to cutting the hole. Right, that's a hole opened up, so we really need to start from the bottom upwards for the 4-inch pipe. So I need to cut a hole in the floor as well, but it's still a bit early. It's 8:15. I don't like making noise till about 9. So I'm going to move in. Oh, I need the mask for this job. I'm going to pull the fireplace out and see what's under there. And that's the shower's going there, and there's a sink going there. So what we'll do is we'll just board over that. As long as we've got some support on it, we'll put a brace, a couple of braces across, and we'll have to vent it. As long as we've got air going through it, if we block it off, that's when we start getting problems. We're starting to get a lot of rubbish here. I need to get it all downstairs. It's quite a long way to go though to get it down. I think what I'll do every time I go down, take something with me. It's the inside where all the pipes have been removed. So once I get the 4-inch, I'll see more which route I'm going to take. It'd be nice to get it against the back of the wall. We've got to have a sort of vent pipe going up somewhere. And I think the closer it is to the centre of the roof, the better. Easier it is to get a ventilate on it, on the roof. The lue's going here. But I've managed to get two of the lengths of 4-inch pipe in. You have to sort of take it upstairs and bring it down at an angle. But we've got, these are right in the way. These are the central heating pipes. So if I drill 2 holes further in so we can get them tight against the wall, and the plumbers should be here soon. If I get it all ready for him and drill 2 holes lower down on that joist, not ideal, but it will get them, he'll be able to push the pipes in, connect them in and connect up there. It should make it a bit easier. And then that will free up some space. Otherwise, I mean, for the sake of an hour of mucking about, it's going to make this boxing a lot smaller. Otherwise, this boxing is going to come out another 100mm. We can't go right back against the wall because there is joists. There's a joist, something there. So we can go against that, but it's not going to stick out too much. The closer in we can keep it, the better. Right, now I'm going to find out the fall from the shower and see if I can get a pipe without having to raise the shower up too much. I'll take the level up and have a look. The flooring that way is quite level, but here it's got quite a decent fall down, which is good. But what I'm going to have to do is take the radiator off, open up an access panel so I can see what's going on behind that wall. Ideally, the waste from the shower, it'd be good if we can keep it as low as possible, just so it's got a small boxing going across the wall. And then behind there, see what we can do, if we can get it keep it as low as possible along there. Really, we need to start from there, work our way back with get the rise, because we're going to be governed by the lowest point we can get to as it goes through the wall. I can't cut out of the joists. It really winds me up when people notch out. That's all right for the cables and that, but when people take big notches out for pipes to go in, it just takes all the strength out the joists, and these are pretty old anyway, so they've probably lost a bit of strength. So we want to keep as much strength in as we can. Now we're at the ground floor of the flat, but we're still, the house I mean, but we're still above the flat, so we're still a floor up. I'm using a diamond tipped hole cutter to get through the wall. That is blue granite there. It's pretty tough stuff. So I've been on it about half an hour. I'm probably the depth of that, which is probably 150 mil. And I've got to go 440 mil to get to the outside. And I've got to be careful when I go out the outside because it's line rendered. So I don't want to blow it all off. I have to sort of see where it's coming out and then go up a ladder and do it from the other side. But yeah, so once that's out, then I can put the pipe in and I can continue upstairs. But we still need to move the central heating pipes. It's just doing all the donkey work and getting all ready. It's putting up a fire, but we're getting there. Making our way through. It's just breaking up the granite, pulling it out. Unfortunately, it's all getting a bit hot in there, and they set the smoke alarms off, and I think they're linked to downstairs, so I'll just let it cool down. Look at the dust, it's just putting dust everywhere. Last time I did it, I had the Hoover on, but the Hoover broke. Not surprised really with the abuse it gets. I think I should be coming out about there somewhere. So I've still got the problem of what to do with that pipe. It's going to join up with that one and then go into this down pipe here. Right, it's Friday morning, back on site. The hole I'm drilling is due to come out about there, but it's 8:15, so I'm not going to be making any noise till after 9. It's just not fair, there's too many people around here. So when it comes out there, it's going to have to run across and connect into these ones. They're from, that's the bathroom where I'm fitting the bath and basin, and these are the wastes from the basin and the bath, which are old copper pipes, so I need to take them out and renew them. So what I'm thinking, down here is old steel pipe, which is very old and it rusts. So it's got a rubber connector connecting onto the steel, but that's just for the vent pipe. So what I was thinking is getting that replaced, the steel, just starting from new, put a new plastic pipe down to it must go into an inspection cover at the bottom with new pipes running across, picking up this outlet for the toilet and then coming across here and into the wall where it will go up to the top floor toilet. I'll suggest that to the client. It'll just future-proof it. We've still got a problem with this. This is a rainwater down pipe that connects into, and it just goes into this hopper with the bath and the tap water, which was acceptable back in the day. You wouldn't be able to do that now. And I take it that just goes into a drain down the bottom, and it looks like their sink or whatever goes into it as well. So if we've got a 4-inch pipe running across horizontally, that's going to have to find a way of going around the pipe. It's horrible when they go out across the pipe, back in, but I can't see what other way we'll do it. Right, I'll make that as a suggestion. So what I think I'm going to do whilst I'm waiting for the noise to stop is start doing some thermal boarding in here. So I can thermal board this wall. This is an old, if we look at the property there, that's how this used to be. It used to have windows, big glass all the way. So they put like a panelling on the outside and just put a plasterboard on the inside. So it's probably stopping a lot of the heat going out, but thermal board will help. And also in the attic, I don't know if we've seen up there, it's a bit dark, I need to get the light up there. There's very thin insulation up there, so this would be a cold room. So I'm going to insulate this wall, and then I'm going to insulate these bits here, and that up there. This is adjoining the house next door. Right, get on with that. I might put a couple of boards down, just so it makes it easier getting to the wall. Right, I'm just cutting the thermal board, and it's hard to see, but the thermal board actually sticks up higher than the plasterboard, the polystyrene. So what I'm having to do is cut it on the edges, because otherwise you put the boards together and it ends up with a gap in the middle, which is going to make it more difficult to fill the joints. So it didn't used to be like that, or sometimes you get it sticking over one side and not the other, but this seems to be sticking over both sides, which is a bit of a pain. But it's 2 minutes to cut it off, just it'll save a lot of hassle later. That's the first sheet up. I've just had to cut a hole out for the light, and under there I've got a channel in the back of the polystyrene, just to get cables up, because I want a double socket up there. Because of I've had to pack out the wall to get it level with the block wall. Once I get a cable here, you can get it anywhere up there, as long as the socket's going within this area, but even not, you can still move it about. Yeah, so I've just got some offcuts of the thermal board, and I've glued it to the wall, and then I'll put the sheet over it, cutting out for the window, and just put some 18mm screws to hold it in place. We're going to put 25 by 50 planes out here that will sit flush with the top of the thermal board when it's on, and we'll put another architrave around it. So that will finish that off and blend it all in. So once, yeah, that piece isn't going to be a massive piece. It'd be quite easy to do that one. I need to go and get some timber, but I'm in the Mighty Micro today, so I might make a list. I'm going to carry on. I'm leaving a gap. I'll leave a 20mm gap here, so I can get some 25 by 50 planes. I can slide that in, fix that in. So I don't need the timber just yet, but there's quite a few bits and pieces I need, so I might make a list and get them to deliver it. Yeah, but we're moving on. It's now 5 to 11, but I've got an appointment at that other job I was doing with the shower. I've got to meet a guy about some stainless steel banisters for a garden, for a staircase. So just there's a client I do a lot of work for, and he's asked me to get some bits and pieces done. He's actually went away today. He's gone on holiday. Well, he's gone away working. So I'm meeting the guy there. We're going to get some prices sorted out, and I'll liaise with the owner. And we need to get a decorator up there, and there's a few bits and pieces that need doing. So, but we'll have a look at that later. But I'm going to give this a break for a minute while that's glue setting. It's going to have the screws going through it anyway, holding it, pinning it all in. And while I go and take the girlfriend to the airport and go and look at the other job. Well, it's Friday, 4 o'clock, so time to go home, I think. I've just been carrying on with the thermal board. That's most of this room done. I've got a couple more bits and pieces to do, but that's the sort of the difficult bit. Well, not difficult bits, but the up high bits. So the rest of it should be pretty straightforward. I've got timber to go in there and then architrave to go on the front, so it'll just look, it'll just blend in. I've got to bring the plasterboard down, so it probably won't have any insulation by the time it gets onto the boarding, which isn't asbestos because we've had it analysed. So that's like fire line. And then we can just put the bottom bits in. The plumber's just been, he said the pressurised system would normally have a pipe coming off here, which is the balanced cold. He said that the way it's done at the moment, it's mains pressure to the taps. So he said it's not ideal. So we're going to put a balanced pipe coming down under the floor, or he's going to do it under the sink. So that'll be sorted out later. And then he's explained what he wants with the pipe runs, so I can get those in and I can get the floor put down, because it is a bit of a pain working here on that. I need to get the electrician in, because I know he's got sockets to go in. And then, yeah, this is quite far away from the wall now, so I don't know what he's going to do about that, but that's more of a, he'll sort that out, he'll do something with it. And then these need to get chased into the wall, but I've got to do a drawing so they know what the client can agree with what they want, just to make sure we're both on the same page. I haven't done any more drilling, partly because I was going to do that first thing, but it was too early, and secondly I just got carried away with the thermal boarding, and I don't want to get covered in dust for no reason. I'll wait until Monday last thing and then do that, and then I can go home and have a shower, because the whole place just gets dusty. Normally I'll put a hoover next to it, but the hoover's obviously cried enough because it's sort of gets used for all the time. Right, so yeah, I'm wrapping up, going home, and join you again next week when I've done another week here, or wherever I go. I've got a few different jobs to do next week, but I want to push on with this. It'll be good to get it all buttoned up, the floor back down, and start getting the units back in again. I thought my week had finished, but not quite. I've got to, I've just, after the job, I've come back to another job where they've asked me to change the door handles. So they've left 3 handles out. I'm halfway there, 1.5 handles fitted. So I've done that one. I'm doing this one, but unfortunately, the handle's wider than the old one, and the old one was tied up against this. So I've had to cut in and sort of recess the handle in there. And the only tool I've had was a battery screwdriver with a drill bit and a Stanley knife. So got that one in, so I've just got to put the other side on now. And there's one more handle, but I'm not sure if it's that or that door. I'm guessing it'll be this door, because this is all inside the house. And these ones are different doors and they've got different handles on. So I'll do that one, and if not, we'll just have to get another handle. But that's like a different part of the house, so I presume it's not for that one. That's the 3 handles on, but this one just needs planing. The door needs planing. It's just been painted, and that's why it's jamming up as well. If there was more of a gap this side, I'd move the hinges over, so I wouldn't have to plane it. But so I have to take all this off, the lock, handle, take the door off, take it outside, plane it down. Then it's going to need primer undercoat, and then eggshell. I think this is. Can't leave it like that. Yeah. Right, well, I think that's enough for Friday. It's 5:45, beer time. So, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. There's different bits and pieces. I think next week we're going to carry on with the thermal board, start fitting the bathroom, get the pipe in. The plumber's been round, had a look, and he's going to move the central heating pipes, so we'll be able to move on with that job. And then we can get the kitchen floor back down and start getting the kitchen units in. So things can start progressing there. At the moment, we're doing more work making a mess than we are making it look good. So I like once we've done all the underfloor bits, we can put the floor down and that tidies things up. Right, see you next week.